So welcome, Jennifer.
Thank you, Sylvia. That is a really, really sweet introduction. Hi, everyone. I'm Jennifer Skog. I am a former, well, not former, I'm a photographer, obviously, and yes, boudoir, all about empowering women. But I have also been a longtime cannabis consumer. And so I have battled with the stoner, and back in the day, it was cool to be a stoner. Not so much when you become a mom and a professional entrepreneur. So really what kind of inspired this was a friend of mine was like, hey, cannabis is legal. You should get in front of this. You've always been about, the legalization. And I was like, no, I cannot do that to my reputation. Like, I've built this beautiful photography career, very successful photography career. I can't hurt that. And so I kind of started, she's like, just do this one photo shoot with me. And so I did one photo shoot. I literally thought I was going to get arrested for having too much weed in a photo shoot. I was also at the time, in my defense, moving from Kansas City to here, which I lived in Kansas City for a couple of years. And so I was in a super red, just very conservative state. So that was a big no-no there. And so anyway, we did the photo shoot, and what I kind of realized was, oh my gosh, we're in this industry is not representing women in a positive light anywhere. It's either over sexualized or over stonerized, and so that was really kind of what led into one thing into another. We started with the Instagram account. We went anonymous. I didn't even want to let people know who I was. And then one thing led to another, where it was like, are you doing a magazine? And I ended up doing a magazine. Why did I do a magazine? I ask myself that every single day. Really, it's because of my photography background, I have very high standards. I want this to be printed on the most, it's a beautifully printed magazine on matte paper, 9x12. It's got all of my most of my photography in it, which I have been honing this craft for 20 plus years. So I am very good at that as well. And really, we are elevating women's voices. We are giving real life stories. This next issue that's coming up is about motherhood, and not necessarily just about being a mother, but how, owning a uterus, or even previously owning a uterus, gives us this nurturing sense in every single thing that we do, whether it's our career, whether it's our pets, whether it's our parents, and obviously our own children. And so I really wanted to kind of just share a lot about what real women are going through, whether it's cancer stories, menopause, all these questions that we have as women, that hasn't really been taken care of, also parenting. Also, there's a lot of states that it's still illegal. So worrying about taking CBD while you're pregnant, that can be very scary too, because if for whatever reason they want to test you and they test THC, they could take your child away. And so this is what's concerning, is because CBD is now federally legal, and that's great and all, but it is not FDA approved. And so because it's not FDA approved, means that there's no standardizations, there's no regulations on CBD. So wherever you buy your CBD, it might not be the same potency that it says. It might not have CBD at all, and it could have THC. The Mayo Clinic just did a research and had, like, I think 85 different brands of CBD. 17 of them had more than the legal amount of THC, which is incredibly harmful if you're giving it to your children. And it's incredibly harmful if you're like anybody that can't have THC in your system, if you're in law enforcement, if you get tested for drugs. So, people can think they're getting CBD only, to help with whatever, anxiety, pain relief. It helps with so many different things. It really is, we have one article on our website, how to get started. And it's like, well, first, what do you want it for? Let's see what you want it for. And then we can think about how we're going to best kind of consciously consume this cannabis, or CBD, not, just getting as high as you want, and seeing if it works. And that's kind of the dangerous part is, you'll go to a dispensary and you're listening to some bud tender who's saying, try this, and he could hand over 100 milligram brownie that a grandma could eat, and that would, like, not be good. Just so you know, you want to start with like 5 milligrams, not 100 milligrams, not 50 milligrams. So there's just a lot to learn about this. It's plant medicine, which is, sorry, I'm going low on battery. And so the brands that we're recognizing are, most of them are female owned. They have intention behind every product that they are creating. And they have good, and they're also socially responsible. So for us, you know, it does not go unrecognized that, without getting too political, that the war on drugs has significantly affected our Black and Brown communities, and that needs to change. So it's important that we are not only educating, but we are also advocating and amplifying these voices to get some sort of fairness. Yeah, and like I said, without getting too political, there's, you know, we had $3 billion of tax income that came in that has never been here before, and it's not going to the right places. So a lot of it's going towards lawmakers and stuff like that. And so that's why it's important that we're educating. I mean, the amount of tax that we're paying on legal cannabis is making it so it's not accessible to everybody. The amount of tax that we are paying is obviously not making, but I'm guaranteeing it's more than we're paying for alcohol or cigarettes. And this isn't medication. And so, like I said, there's a million things that I can talk about as to why this is so important. Growing up as a stoner chick, never in a million years would I expect to be fighting for this, because it seems so trivial. But truthfully, it's not trivial. It's also hemp. Industrial hemp can save the world with climate control. It takes far less energy to grow hemp, and far quicker than cotton. So there's just so much, and this has been kept secret for way too long. And so yeah, so that's kind of MJ Lifestyle in a nutshell. We are a magazine advocating for women, advocating for the plant medicine, and also, so behind the scenes, it's been really hard. I'm kind of a one-woman show. I design it, I sell it, I design the website, I do social media, I do all the back end stuff. I'm exhausted, and I'm broke. It is very hard to sell a beautiful magazine when you cannot advertise on Facebook, Instagram, or Google. It's only word of mouth. And so also, like, yeah, kind of print is kind of dead. So anyway, I'm in this kind of situation where it's like, okay, how do we sell these magazines? And essentially with MJ Lifestyle, we wanted this to be a lifestyle brand where we have events that are educating you and allowing you to just put your self-care first, just enjoy your day, and learn more about this plant medicine and how it could help you and increase, you know, it's really promotes health wellness is what it's about. And so we did a beautiful event, thank God, before COVID hit. It was incredible. Of course, we were in the red for it, but it was a great way to introduce our brand to the real world and also show the industry, cannabis industry, how we are elevating the industry. And then we started with the CBD box, because basically we've got all these amazing brands that we love. Like I said, most of them are female owned. If they're not, they're very female focused. And so how do we get those products into our favorite people's hands? We come up with the CBD subscription box. And this kind of is also to help me sell my magazine, to be honest with you. But where else are you going to be able to try these CBD products? And so every 3 months, what you get with the membership is you get a CBD box. They're usually worth, well, we've got 2 full-size products. Usually they're personal size. We've got 2 full-size products coming in the summer one. And this one's going to be at least worth $150. So I'm stoked on the participation from our brands that we love. And hopefully this is going to help get MJ known more, or at least amplify us a little bit. We're starting out with an ambassador program. We've got an affiliate program. We've got lots of different things happening. And we head to print next week. So lots of things happening and lots of reasons for my migraines. So yeah, so that's what I'm doing in a nutshell. Sylvia, thank you a million for letting me be here. And also I wanted to say, I'm in my sister's salon, which we feel your pain on the salons. My sister owns her salon. And so we're actually right now getting ready to put up some barriers for when we can open. It's been, you know, the salon industry, already has the most strict guidelines for sanitation. And so the fact that they haven't been able to open has been really significant and challenging for everybody involved. Anybody in the service industry, I think really it's been really hard. I'm thankful I'm no longer a wedding photographer because I would not have that money to refund all those weddings. So anyway, yeah, that's me. If you guys have any questions, we are always here to help. MJ stands for Mary Jane, which is also marijuana, but it's more of a feminine name for it. I actually wanted to name my daughter that, and my husband would not let me. So her name is Jane Ryan, which fits her perfectly. But we are always here to help with any questions you have. And if we don't have the answers, we can send you to somebody who does.
Thank you, Jennifer. So besides becoming, getting a subscription and so forth, you could really use advertisers. Is that what I'm hearing?
Oh, yeah, of course. Yes, advertisers and subscribers. Yes.
Okay. Thank you. And thank you for all you do.